Hello everyone, my name is Fazal. You are watching MFA Civil Engineering. Today we are going to learn about what is estimate, the purpose of estimate, and the different type of the estimate that are prepared in the construction project. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. The estimate of any construction work may be defined as the process of calculating the quantities and the cost of the various items required in connection with the work. It is prepared by calculating the quantities from the dimension on the drawing for a various item required to complete the project and multiply by the unit cost of that item. To prepare an estimate, drawing consisting of a plan, the elevation and the section that represent the important points along with a detailed specification giving specific description of all workmanship, properties and proportion of materials are required. The estimates are prepared for the various purposes like to calculate the necessary amount of the money required by the owner to complete the proposed work. For public construction work, estimates are required in order to obtain administrative approval, allotment of fund and the technical sanction. To calculate the quantity of material required in order to program their timely procurement. To procure controlled material if any, like cement, steel, etc. Quantities of such materials are worked out from the estimate of the work and attached with the application for the verification. To calculate the number of different categories of the workers that are required to employed to complete the work within the scheduled time of the completion. To calculate the requirement of the tool, plants and the equipment required to complete the work according to the program. To fix up the completion period of the volume of the work involved in the estimate. To draw up a construction schedule and program and also to arrange the fund required according to the programming. To justify the investment from benefit cost ratio. For ideal investment, this ratio should be more than 1. To invite tender and prepare bill for the payment. And an estimate for an existing property is required for the valuation. Let's see the different type of the estimates that are used in the construction. These are a detailed estimate, a preliminary or approximate or rough estimate, a quantity estimate or quantity survey, revised estimate, supplementary estimate, complete estimate, and annual maintenance or the repair estimate. Let's see each type of the estimate in detail, starting with a detailed estimate. This includes the detail particularly for the quantities, rate and cost of all the items involved for satisfactory completion of the project. Quantities of all the items of the work are calculated from their respective dimensions on the drawing on a measurement sheet. Multiplying these quantities by the respective rates in a separate sheet. The cost of all items of the work are worked out individually and then summarized. All other expenses required for satisfactory completion of the projects are added to the cost to frame the total of the detailed estimate. This is the best and most accurate estimate that can be prepared. A detailed estimate are prepared from reports, specification, detailed drawings that shows plan, elevation and different sections, key or index plan, design data and calculation, and the basis of rate adopted in the estimate. Such detailed estimate is prepared for technical sanction, administrative approval, and also for the execution of the contract with the contractor. A preliminary or the rough estimate is an approximate estimate to find out an approximate cost in a short time and thus enable the authority concerned to consider the financial aspect of the scheme and accordingly sanction the amount for the same. Such an estimate is formed after knowing the rate of a similar work and from practical knowledge in a various way for various type of the work such as plinth area or the square meter method, cubic rate or cubic meter method, service unit or unit rate method, bay method, approximate quantity with bill method, cost comparison method, and cost from material and labor. A quantity estimate or quantity survey is a complete estimate or a list of the quantity for all items of the work required to complete the concerned project. The quantity of each individual item of the work is worked out from a respective dimension on the drawing of that structure. To find the cost of item, its quantity is multiplied by the rate per unit of that item. The purpose of bill of quantity is to provide the complete list of the quantities necessary for the completion of any engineering project. Revised estimate is a detailed estimate for the revised quantity and rate of the item of the work originally provided in the estimated without material deviation of the structural nature from the design originally approved for the project. It is prepared with the competitive statement abstract form showing the probable variation of the quantities, rate, and amount of each item of the work for the project as compared with the originally estimated side by side, stating the reason of the variation. A revised estimate is prepared and submitted for the fresh technical sanction. It is required to prepare for the various reasons like when a sanction estimate is likely to exceed by more than 5%, either from the rate that found insufficient or from any cause except important structural alteration. When the expenditure of the work exceed or is likely to exceed by more than 10% of the administrative approval. When there is a material deviation from the original proposed but not due to the material deviation of the structural nature, and when it is found that the sanction estimate is more than the actual requirement. For a supplementary estimate, while work is in progress, some changes or the additional work due to the material deviation of the structural nature from the design originally approved may arise, which is necessary for the supplementary estimate. The method of preparation of the supplementary estimate is the same as that of the detailed estimate, and it should be prepared by the full report of the circumstances which render it necessary. The abstract must show the amount of the originally estimated and the total sanction required including the supplementary amount. A complete estimate is an estimated cost of all the items which are related to the work in addition to the main contract or the detailed estimate. An estimate of structure not only include the cost of the land and cost of the main contract or labor, material and supervision. In addition, there are many other cost items to be included, which is represented in this chart. Annual maintenance or the repair estimate are prepared after the completion of the work. It is necessary to maintain the same for its proper functioning. The item which required renewal, replacement, repair, etc. in the form of detailed estimate. For buildings, such item of works like void washing, color washing, painting of door and windows, etc. quantity are based on the previous measurement recorded in a measurement book as a standard measurement book. For petty work such as replacement of the glass panel, repair of floors, patch repair to the cement plaster to the wall, and changing of roof tile or similar nature of the work whose repair cannot be estimated in the beginning. Only lump sum provision is made for a different item in the estimate. An idea of the amount to be provided is taken from the actual figure of the expenditure incurred during the last year. The total estimated cost of the maintenance of the structure is generally kept within the prescribed limit on a percentage basis of the cost of the construction of the structure and its importance.